We're back in DayZ on Xbox Series X, taking a look at really just this random adventure that I kind of went on with a bunch of friends. It was apparently supposed to be some big action-packed thing to go see their base and then do some raids, but yeah, that didn't really happen. That being said, we definitely have had some exciting little adventures here, so you're going to see some exciting stuff in action. So if you're wondering what's happening right off the bat, I spawned into the server here and I was like, okay, well, this is an interesting spot. 'Cause, you're trying to figure out where you are in relation to the other people that are trying to find you, obviously, because they're going to come pick me up in a car. So I'm like, I'm in this town, and they're like, oh, it's not too far, we're kind of too far away. And I'm like, it's like right near there. And then they looked it up, they're like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. But what actually happened is I literally spawned like right on top of this stash of items that was not hidden at all and just sitting in a house. So yeah, I found a bunch of crates with some pretty good gear, and I found the start of their base, and I took all of their metal sheeting, and I took all of the planks, and we kind of well, you'll see in a bit, but I threw it out all on the street here for when my friends were going to come and pick me up. I kind of felt like the Grinch, he comes in, he kind of takes everything, he sits back and relaxes. It's just like, it's so funny. It's like, I even took like the logs from the fireplace and destroyed his little fire he had going on in the stove. It's just like, ooh, nothing left. And at this point, I was like kind of clearing out the zombies a little bit, but I didn't really have any ammo or anything like that. So yeah, I think they kind of heard stuff. And ooh, yep, okay, good. It's a little harder to do my. Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen other DayZ videos, but usually I do some dippy dodgy stuff where I kind of track zombies and trap them into buildings. A little bit harder to do, almost impossible in first person, quite honestly, just because you don't have an idea of where your character is positioned. But yeah, kind of a little bit trapped in the house. I don't really have any ammunition, because again, I just literally spawned in. I did find a lot of guns. The server is very plentiful for this kind of stuff. It's not a normal situation. Ooh, great shot, but yeah, a little bit trapped in the house, that's for sure. So we're just kind of chilling out. But yeah, it was cool right off the bat to come across, like, I think it was like 3 chests or something like that. All these supplies for building bases. Obviously, some weapons, some food, and other things for like base building, and also the jerry can, because that was like in the fireplace too. And I was like, okay, so I stole it all, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, really? They spawn back in. They're like, why is somebody all the way out here? I don't know, maybe because it seemed like a lot of stuff that they loaded up. Even with an extended economy in a server, you'd have to put in an effort to get stuff. But anyways, my pal's game, so that was kind of nice. Wish we were kind of doing some live stuff on this, but yeah. So I'm just kind of like, hello. Or that was the goal. It's like a wave from the window. But yeah, let's take a look. It seems like he's cleaning up the zombies a little bit. Oh, not quite for me yet. I'll get out the hacksaw. Time to get cutting. But yeah, he's a little bit of directing the zombies away from me. Making a lot of noise though, which I guess isn't great in the server because it's raid weekend. Oh, people are gonna come in and cause problems, I guess, or something like that. Doesn't matter. It's great to come in here and just kind of be like cutting up zombies, having a little bit of fun. And don't worry, the intensity doesn't stop. You're gonna be able to see the highlighted action of vehicles being driven long stretches here. We've just got to bring the car up, right? Bring it into town and load off the stuff, because they were actually pretty surprised, I think, by what I came across. Oh yeah, I had a bunch of car parts too, which was kind of cool, because they're fixing cars, they're trying to get cars for their group. So one of the crates is like full of all the stuff you need for a vehicle, so that was kind of awesome too. Just gonna clear up all the zombies, and then you're free reigning on basically getting all these cool items in order to stock up. And you gotta eat the munchies too. You don't want to die of starvation there. It's never a good thing. A good thing what I found had a bunch of food, and you get a backpack here and stuff. So yeah, it was actually kind of like just an amazing sort of thing to come across and kind of chill with, as you have all these like items right off the bat. Like if I was playing by myself, I wouldn't even know what to do with all of it, because you'd have to obviously get it out of there, right? Because it's all this stuff, and somebody's gonna come back eventually. And it would be funny if the guy just like walked to another town. He's like, Oh, where'd all my stuff go when he came back? Oh, and yeah, here. So this was when they were trying to bring the car up, and it kind of got stuck a little bit, but they finally got it moving, and yeah, but it was stuck there for a good 5 minutes, and they were, yeah, swearing non-stop. The car being stuck against the fence. You gotta be careful with the cars. Like, you want to park it so people don't take it, right? But then, yeah, you also want to make sure you can actually get it. I think they did like a wheel around thing where they did a circle back, whatever, and then coming down the road. Pretty good strategy spot. You know, I guess nobody would have been able to steal it because they would have been stuck for 5 minutes, but got very lucky. For a second there, we thought we were going to have someone come and pick us up and stuff. But yeah, you get in the car, kind of, everything like that. Well, I mean, it doesn't really make sense because I have to get in the back seat, but I think we kind of just have them drive up a little bit because, you know, it's just like, come on, guys, if we're gonna throw all this crap in there anyways, why get everyone in the car if we're just gonna do that? Especially since it's such a pain in these vehicles if you're in the back seat. My God, you have no idea how hard it is to deal with that kind of thing. You do not want to be in the back of the Atta. Anyways, grab some stuff. I'll get some glow sticks. There goes the car, zooming by. So the person driving, for context, that vehicle is on the Series X. The other person is on the base Xbox, and you'll kind of see why a little bit later on. So they also brought me some items that I could have, you know, some food, tack gear, some guns, better guns with ammo. So we're all geared up, sitting in the back, ready to go. Yeah, all geared up. Really excited to see what kind of adventure we're going to go on. And now we're driving along, and just kind of driving through towns. We did a lot of driving. I just kind of like set my controller down. It was a good hour of just driving, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Well, between our whole adventure, yeah. And again, I expected something more tense, but we still got some action coming. Don't you worry. We're just chilling, driving along, taking in the city, and seeing how it's loading, and concussion. Ow, ow. That's a little bit of shock, guys. I feel concussed. My head hurts. I do not know what's going on here. Yeah, don't drive randomly into a tree, but you know how DayZ is with its crashes. So anyways, car's broken down, so they're fixing it. And I'm adventuring around, coming across... What? Another stash. That's right, somebody was building a house in here. I found like 20 pieces of sheet metal between these two. It's crazy. This one, a little less impressive. Not much going on here. It almost seems like somebody loaded up the other crates and kind of, I don't know, maybe took them to that other place. Because this is an empty crate, right? Nothing in there at all. So we didn't need that because we were low on storage on the car or whatever. And, yeah, we took the sheet metal, though. Because that was needed. And we just kind of left this guy's base thing. He probably wanted that sheet metal, but it's ours now. Haha. And then we're, kind of driving, I guess. Oh, no, we're getting out at this point. Right, yeah, because we got back in the vehicle, and we drove to this other little area here. Might seem a little bit familiar if you're along the coast, but this is where things get a little bit interesting as you start to hear some background ambience out there that's a little bit unsettling. So the idea was, actually, you know what really happened here, and I should have had a cut before this, but yeah, whatever. We came across this car right here. I don't know if you noticed that, but yeah, we actually found another car while we were driving, so that's why we stopped here, because we were getting out from another town, and I'm taking a look at the environment, seeing if we run into anything. You know, securing the perimeter, as to say, getting some ammo. But yeah, we found another car, so the idea was like, hey, you know what, we'll fix it. We'll have two people driving, so you're actually going to get to see a little bit of a comparison for drivers kind of going on here, so that's a little bit neat. But yeah, it's not necessarily the safest of towns. Although it was a little bit weird to run into the particular howling that we're seeing, considering how close to the coastline we are. I don't think I've ever really seen anything like that in DayZ. Not since we had that bear incident where the bears were coming into, like, on Livonia in the middle of town where they're not supposed to be, which was not the best of times. That's when that bear threw me through that door. And yeah, as you could see, little buddies kind of running there. I don't know how I didn't notice this guy right here right away, but yeah. Not the friendliest of folks. Trying to see if he's cool, if he's great, and yep, no, he wants to bite part of my neck. So I'm cut, and our other guys are fighting wolves down the block too, so I'm just gonna throw on a bandage, or eat some fat, I guess, instead of throwing on a bandage. I guess you could put fat on it, maybe. But, yeah, just kind of like He howls in the distance. I'm like, that's not good. It's pretty loud too. You know, the howls. It's like a little bit surprising almost that makes that much noise out in the distance. But that's the fun of DayZ. It's like absolutely quiet until like stuff gets intense, and then it's too loud. It's crazy. But anyways, we'll get back out there. We gotta help. But I think they killed most of the dogs because they were, well, the wolves, because they were down the street, right? And then they got to take out the zombies because yeah, kind of alert the zombies killing the wolves with guns, and that becomes a problem. It's a good shot from back here. But yeah, now it's raining, and you get cold, your character, and sick. And I think I got some tetracycline later. I don't know. Anyways, I think you look at the wolf here. I don't know if, did I have a knife? I don't. Oh, there we go, zombie guy. Yep. Making lots of noise because I don't got no silence here. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, there's a zombie." But yeah, get some apple in there. A little bit hungry, right? You know, I gotta feed the never-ending stomach of DayZ. That's for sure. These guys starve to death in minutes. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we're ready to start driving again. Just you know, pairing. So for context, the driver here, Series X console, and then the driver to our right is on the base Xbox One. So that's kind of interesting. You know, just in how cars run, which is you play DayZ, you know. So yeah, it's just kind of funny. It's following them because, you know, hopefully they mess, or if they mess up or have connection issues and stuff, it won't affect us so much in the back here. But it's also a neat perspective because I've never been in a car following a car in DayZ, so that's kind of interesting. I still never like naturally found somebody driving by in a car in DayZ. Like, it's always been planned, or I've always come across a friend, or friends come and pick me up. But in DayZ, I've never just like been walking and just like had a car go by or anything like that. Never seen it. And I've played quite a bit of this game over the years. Not once has that happened. But anyways, just going for a drive, meeting up with the guys, gonna show off a little bit of the base and stuff like that. It was interesting doing some walks. I guess they're held up on the, like, they got a little bit of a thing on the prison island, so they got a stashed car out here that we were really bringing supplies to fix. That was kind of the main thing of the journey entirely, was to bring stuff to the prison. And of course the prison now is like, you got easy islands, so you can actually get to it without too much of a pain, which I guess is nice. It also takes away a little bit of the mystery of getting to this really, I don't know, pain to get to island. And then we're driving, you get to see a little bit of the city in action here, stuff like that, because I know people are all like, oh, the performance of the city. I know, right? So intense. And of course, as you're driving through, you can't help but run into some of your zombie friends along the way. It's also really funny, and I don't know if that really picked up too well on the video capture, but like, if there's a car in front of you and it's a little bit off, like the polygons and stuff like evaporate on it, and it looks like this kind of throwback car. Like, you don't really see the hood or anything like that. It's really quite interesting, just like tech wise, the fact that it does that. Anyways, yeah, you gotta be careful as a zombie, because these cars are ultra glitchy and ultra smashy in regards to destroying everything. But yeah, it's also funny just seeing like the wheel kind of like try to deal with turning in this game. Is just funny. It's like shoving it over. It's like, go, go, go. Yeah, these cars, they're fascinating, that's for sure. And then we sat back and waited for people to do something, and we finally got to the base, and oh my god, is it underwhelming. Yeah, this is like one bland little thing, and they got all like mad because it's like, oh, you got a flare, we've all got night vision goggles, we could see everything. I'm like, okay, whatever. There's like a bunch of whiners about it. I had to like throw away my flare. It was, I don't know, it was pretty underwhelming. It's underwhelming as their little awful little base out here in the middle of the forest that they're all protective about. But yeah, you know, whatever. They got some vehicles, they helped along the way, found some cool stuff. Fun little adventure. Thought I'd throw it together, add some clips down, and kind of show off the highlights in general. And maybe we'll run into our cool friends again and not their big base friends.